In this movie, we're going to create this text inside the circle, and we're also going to create this stressed cancellation effect. So I'll go ahead and switch over to the most recent version of this document, and I'll press the T key to switch to the Type tool. Now, what you want to see if you're going to create a new layer of type is an I-beam inside of a dotted square. If you see an I-beam all by itself, like we're seeing right now, then that most likely indicates that when you click, you're going to select an existing text layer, in my case, missives from, right there. That's not what I want, so I'll just press the Escape key in order to escape out of that. And anytime you can't get Photoshop to give you a new text layer, then what you do is you press and hold the Shift key. And notice that goes ahead and gives me a dotted square around my I-beam cursor. And so if I shift click, I will create a new text layer as we're seeing here inside the layers panel. Currently it's called layer 1 because I haven't added any text. But as soon as I enter 2036 and press the Escape key in order to accept my change, the layer's name updates here inside the layers panel. All right, now I'm going to press the Control key or the Command key on the Mac in order to temporarily access the Move tool, and I'll go ahead and drag the text down to a better location. You want to make sure that your text is centered up here in the options bar, and we want the style to be bold condensed as opposed to just straightforward bold. And now I'm going to increase the type size value to 32 points, and I'll click on the panel icon to bring up the character panel, like so. And I'll go ahead and reduce my tracking value to 0 and then press the Enter key or the Return key on the Mac. All right, I'll go ahead and hide the character panel because now what I want to do is center that text inside the circle. So I'll first load the circle as a selection outline by pressing the Control key or the Command key on the Mac and clicking on its thumbnail here inside the Layers panel. And you can see that goes ahead and selects that circle. And now go ahead and switch to the Move tool up here at the top of the toolbox and click on each of the center icons. Align vertical centers and then align horizontal centers in order to absolutely center that text. All right, now you can press Control D or Command D on the Mac to deselect the text. Next, what we want to do is take these 4 layers, 2036, all the way down the circle and group them into a folder. So click on the topmost of the 4 layers and then shift click on the bottommost to select that entire range. And now click on the flyout menu icon in the top right corner of the Layers panel and choose this command right there, New Group from Layers. And let's go ahead and call this group Cancel and then click OK in order to create this folder right there. And if you twirl it open by clicking on its triangle, then you will see that this folder contains those 4 layers. All right, now I want to rotate them slightly. So with the group active, go up to the Edit menu and choose the Free Transform command, or again, you've got that keyboard shortcut of Control-T or Command-T on the Mac, and then move your cursor outside the transformation boundary so that you see this little rotate cursor, and go ahead and drag this guy down and to the right until you see an angle value of 20 degrees or thereabouts. And it looks like I've got it, so I'll go ahead and release, and then I'll press the Enter key or the Return key on the Mac in order to apply that change. All right, now to create the stress effect, what you need to do if you're working along with me is turn on this texture layer right there, and it should be in front of the cancel group. If not, you might have to move it up or down the stack. I'm going to go ahead and close the cancel group as well by clicking on its twirly triangle right there. And now what you want to do is clip the texture inside of the group by pressing the Alt key or the Option key on the Mac and hovering your cursor over the horizontal line between the texture layer and the cancel group, and then you just want to click. So that's an Alt click here on the PC or an Option click on the Mac in order to clip that texture inside the double stroke circle as well as the 3 text layers. And then finally, with that cancel group still selected, go ahead and change the blend mode up here in the upper left corner of the Layers panel from Pass-Through, which allows each one of the layers in the group to have its own blend mode. Go ahead and switch that to the foremost darkening mode, which is Multiply, in order to produce this effect here. All right, having done that, I'll just go ahead and press Shift-F in order to switch to the full screen mode, and then I'll press Control-0 to center my zoom. And that, folks, is how you turn a couple of text layers and a double stroke circle into a stressed cancellation mark here inside Photoshop.